We've seen a number of financial and tech companies report earnings already, but we're really going to get into the thick of it this week. How do you think earnings season is going to turn out this quarter?
Actually, it's going to turn out a little bit better than what we've seen so far. Only 55% of companies have beat estimates so far. Normally about 69% beat estimates. Going forward, you're going to get a lot more favorable names that are going to report positive, probably better than expected earnings. We're talking regional banks, much better than the big money center banks that just reported. A lot of energy names, a lot of technology names. So I think going forward, the earnings season will be better than it was the last couple of weeks.
Do you think we'll hit that 75% beat rate that we've seen over the last few quarters?
That's going to be a tough call. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of a push, a late push, but I think we'll probably get around 65, 70%, which is obviously better than 55%.
You're expecting companies to beat estimates, but a lot of economists are out there saying the 2012 numbers, EPS estimates, they need to come down. How is that going to happen if the companies are beating estimates? Is guidance going to be conservative?
Okay, well, it's interesting. For the companies that have reported so far, guidance has sort of been where, on the conservative side. And analysts have been conservative as well in their forecasts. If you look at the change expected for the first quarter or 2012 as a whole, after companies have reported, there hasn't been much of a change. It's actually been really flat. So usually, you expect, some sort of stance, but it's been very neutral going forward. And I think that's going to be the market take as well. I think people are going to take a wait and see approach for the first quarter, see how it goes for the second quarter, but I actually disagree with economists a little bit. I think earnings are going to probably come in better in the second half here. I think there's going to be some positive market sentiment going forward, and barring any sort of collapse that we can't predict, like Europe goes under or something like that, I think we're going to have a good run for equity stocks.
Which sectors do you think are going to drive growth in 2012,
well,
and which are going to lag?
Well, right now, what's forecasted right now is energy, industrials, and consumer discretionary, and financials as well. Okay, financials I'm going to kind of take out of the equation because it's so volatile. Right now, financials are up 28% for 2012. I expect that number to come down a bit. But if you look at it, you're seeing industrials, consumer discretionary, telling me that analysts are really forecasting a good 2012 in terms of the broader economy. Consumer spending should increase. Companies should invest more in infrastructure. There should be some recovery in emerging markets, because one of the factors in the fourth quarter why numbers came down was you saw a sharp drop off in emerging market spending, which is huge for the industrials.